Goodness, they're a good size.
They are a good size.
They're just starting to turn colour. So I was looking for something quite, for our actions this morning, something quite slow and sedate, because that's how I'm feeling.
Yes,
And
well, I do, and I couldn't find it.
the tranquility of a Japanese garden and the lovely, slowly opening of the cherry blossom, and thinking about all that pink blossom falling like snow. And then we could have, in the Japanese garden, the moss-covered pathways and the trickling water.
Mm.
Oh, yes.
And it's all going to be very slow. None of this for me today. So just nice and tranquil. Think of the soothing music.
Yes, beautiful. So
next week I think they'll be right.
So we've got beautiful round cherries slowly ripening, and then they slowly burst into blossom,
Mm-hmm.
and we go from low to high. Great. And then you were talking about those beautiful waters that go
In the Japanese cherry garden.
in the Japanese cherry garden. Great.
Yeah, we had the cherry blossom time. Mm.
You know, when I was in Ireland, I went to a Japanese garden in Dublin, and I found it amazing that there was this extraordinary Japanese garden in the middle of Dublin, and with cherry blossom and everything that you just described then, Peter. Beautiful bridges over the sparkling waters and the little rapids, and apparently all these Irish fairies lived there in the Japanese garden.
Oh, do they?
Of course they would, yes.
What a nice place to live.
I know. So yes, there you go. There were a lot of fairies there apparently, and they live all under the bridge, and especially when the sun's shining and the water starts to sparkle, and you see them all. So there you go.
Like the Wordsworth poem, there are fairies at the bottom of the garden. I know because I've seen them.
There you go. I bought a little fairy house actually back from Ireland, and so I've put it in a banksia tree here in my garden. The banksia tree had died, so I thought, I might make that into a lovely Irish enchanted tree. So I've decorated it all with all these little things, and apparently I have Irish fairies on my property now. So there you go.
Lovely.
I love your story, Peter. So cherry blossom from low to high, and then the beautiful waters that go through, the sparkling waters that go through the Japanese garden. Oh, I love that. We'll do that from side to side, I think. Wonderful. Okay, Helen.
Well, I'm not quite as sedate. We picked up our new pullets last Saturday.
Oh.
2 new pullets. So they're only 6 weeks old, so they're little. So I was just thinking about how they it's just funny, how they peck in the garden and how they scratch.
Yeah.
And then how they perch with their folded wings.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right.
Yes.
There you are.
And they flap?
And they flap, yes. They flap.
Yeah, that's a good flap too, isn't it?
They flap, yes. They're trying to fly, but they can't, of course. They're too small. Yeah.
Oh, they're too small, right.
Yeah.
And do they eventually fly?
We won't encourage it.
Well, you can cut one wing and then they can't fly.
Right, yes.
The last ones we had, I think they just didn't realise they could fly because they just been in a pen and they were 6 years old and they never tried to fly.
Well, they're quite content where they were.
Contented. Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah. So in about
chook.
About 12 weeks, we'll have some eggs.
Oh, how gorgeous.
Yeah.
So we've got the little pecking action. We could abstract that into our hand, couldn't we?
Good.
So that it's not just our head, but our hand becomes the abstraction of the beak. Yeah. Starts becoming a bit indigenous now, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yes. So the pecking, good. And then it had the, you had the stretching of the wings.
Yes, and the flapping.
And the flapping. And there was another thing.
and scratching.
Scratching, that's right.
They've got such big feet
So
for these little chickens. Yeah, it's amazing. They're definitely, what do you call them? Megapodes.
the Latin word for
Bigfoot.
big feet are megapodes. So
Yeah.
Megapodes. And
So they churn up some ground litter. Yeah.
oh, yes, well, they're good
And
for
then
the garden,
they
aren't
have rest on their perch.
they? And they perch.
They perch.
Lovely.
not very good at perching. They fall off.
They fall
occasionally.
off.
When they drop off their perch, they haven't put down their knife and fork though.
No. Do they seriously drop off the perch?
They're not. Yes, I mean, they're very young, and they're just not quite used to. I don't know where they go to sleep.
They go to sleep and fall off.
Wow.
They haven't learnt quite how to lock their feet and hang on, and yeah,
But
but they will.
we've only had them 4 days, so they will get used to it.
And so can you put them in a sort of area where it's more nesty so they don't have
Yes,
to hang on?
yes.
Yes, they've been in a box. They were in a box. We kept them in a cardboard box where they could come and go for a few days, and then we've got them inside a big box, big wooden box inside the garden shed, and that's where they live and lay their eggs. And then they've got the whole pen to run around in during the day.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
gosh, what a great life.
Oh, they've got a great life. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Till they get old.
Yes.
And don't chooks and birds, aren't their ancestors dinosaurs?
Yes. They weren't.
Good heavens, no.
Yes, yes, they
They're birds. They're not dinosaurs. They're those other ones. What they're not
Yeah.
called.
Apparently,
Yes,
they're descendants from pterodactyls and
something like that.
velociraptors.
They're the velociraptors. The
But
flying
if
duck.
you look at birds' feet, they look
Oh,
very
they're incredible.
dinosaur.
Yeah.
Wow, especially when they're doing this.
Yes.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to get under their feet, that's for sure, when they're digging up the garden.
No, they're enormous. You know, they're quite sharp, their toenails. Yeah.
Yes.
Claws, I suppose.
Toenails, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go over your gestures again, Helen. We had the beak, searching, and then we also had their feet scratching and digging up the garden.
beautifully. Yes.
And they had their beautiful wings.
Flapping first, yes.
flapping, and then they love to perch. What's your perching action?
Also hang on with their feet,
Hanging on with
hanging
their,
onto the perch,
yeah,
and then
that's
they
lovely.
fold themselves up and go to sleep.
Yeah.
They sit down on the perch and then they wrap their wings around them. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, lovely. You two always come up with fascinating gestures. I love it. Okay, Rosemary, what's happening with your show and tell?
Well, I thought we'd take Robert for a walk.
Oh, yes.
So he's at the end of his walk. He's asleep now.
Mm-hmm.
But so I get out the collar and that, and he gets very excited.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
going for a walk. I'm going for a walk. Oh, I'm going for a walk. I'm going for a walk.
Yeah.
Then I have to tie the belt around his neck and put his thing on. And then we go out the gate and he goes behind me. And we walk, and then he suddenly decides, oh, I need to pee on that pole.
Uh-huh.
So we go, yeah, over to the pole.
Oh,
And
wow. We're doing a balancing
Oh,
That's,
yes.
that's right. And if he has to do a number 2 business, then when he's finished, he scratches dirt over it.
Yeah, a similar thing like the chooks. Huh?
They're all the same movements, isn't it funny? Yeah.
Got it.
And then we just walk along, nice pad, 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 pad. And then he sees something, so we go over here.
Wow.
Then we're back on track again, back.
Yeah.
And then we come down to cross the road. So we have to stay by the end of the road, have to look that way, we have to look that way, we have to look that way again. And then there's nothing coming, so we go pad, 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 pad. And we're there.
Yes.
And then we come, lock in the door, inside we go, oh,
And he wants to go to sleep. Yes.
so he's been asleep ever since. I don't know whether I can.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
get- You see him?
Mm,
Right.
right. There's Spyro. Can everyone see Spyro over here?
Yes.
You see his little head? Hey, Spozzy, are you tired, boy? Spozzy? Yeah, he's very tired. Well, you know, that's great that you can take him for a walk. How wonderful. So let's retrace your journey with Robert. So you get out his collar. That's right. You get out his collar and he gets very excited.
And
And then you put the collar around his neck.
There we go.
And then you take him for a walk, and you know you're walking at this lovely pace, and then he needs to do a pee, lifts up his leg. Let's say he walks a little bit more, lifts up the other leg, just so we do it on both sides of the body. And then sometimes he actually has to do his business. And he has to, yep, that's it. Get all the mud and the dust and the grass and pretend he's a wild beast covering his scent, and then off he goes. And there was something about being excited about something. What was he excited about, Rosemary?
He saw something, did he? Or?
Smell, or was it?
No, it was just crossing the road.
Crossing the road, yes. All right, so he stays at the curb, that's right. And we look to the right, we look to the left, we look to the right again. It's like, okay, off we go. Crossing, crossing, crossing. And we get
In
back.
the gate.
And what?
Now we can go in the gate,
We can go
In the gate.
in the gate,
Yep.
open the gate,
in the house door.
in the house door. And
he's asleep.
yes, he's completely, yeah, well, the chickens like going to sleep too, don't they? Yeah.
It's very similar.
Yeah. Does he go around in a circle, 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 circle and plonk sometimes?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, Spyro does that too sometimes. Especially if he's on the couch. I don't know if he's trying to massage the couch to
No, he
a
doesn't.
nice feeling.
Now, do you know why they do that?
No, do you?
One good turn deserves another.
Oh,
Ah,
It's to flatten, if they're out in the wild, it's to flatten the grass down so they've got a
yeah, a
nice
nest.
bed.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah. It looks very sort of animalistic, you know, like going round and around and around and around, and then
That's
oh,
right.
that's great. Well, lots of gestures there. Well, you know, I thought I'd show you this because every time I go on beach walks down at my beach, I always have these shells. And I quite like them. When I went to Ghana quite regularly, I used to collect these and put them on leather strings, give them out as presents to friends, and they just thought it was the best thing. It was so exotic. They thought it was so exotic to receive this shell from my country, and they
Oh.
wear it proudly around their neck. It was so wonderful. Yeah.
Right, good.
Yeah, very good, I reckon too. And also I would varnish them up so they looked beautiful. So now I collect them when I walk on the beach, and I put them in my garden where there's not much growth, and so you know I just put them in my garden, make little patterns. That's all. Some of them are in around the fairy tree. Just a nice little pattern.
Lovely.
So,
Lovely.
So I thought maybe, you know, I love the curvedness of it. So I sort of like the spiral, and then the curved side of it, and then it goes into a hole, something like that. We could go the other way, a spiral, around and around and around and around, and then the curved side of the shell, and then down the hole. There you go. You can make a dance out of anything.
You can.
Well, let's have a go. I'll put some of this non-stop waltz. Let's see what this sounds like. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
we go. So let's start with Peter. The cherry. Let's do that again. Into Helen. Let's do that again. And the perch. Okay, let's do Rosemary and Robert.
Me dijeron que hace tiempo que de ti ya nada saber, que cansada de esperar, un buen día te marchaste. Me contaron que sufriste y que nunca me olvidaste. Amor, las cosas de la vida son así. No sé amarte te pedí. Hoy como a mí me arrepiento. Ya ves, el tiempo solo viene a confirmar que con amor
Opening the door
amor es
to the couch.
Duele pensar que tú
Let's
ya
do that
no
again.
me amas.
To sleep.
Duele mucho más saber que no hay manera. Amor, las cosas de la vida son así.
Out we go.
Jugué con el amor y te perdí. Y hoy vuelvo solo a casa. Me dijeron que hace tiempo que de ti ya nada sé, cansada de esperar, un buen día te marchaste, me contaron que sufriste y que nunca me olvidaste. Amor, las cosas de la vida son así, o no se verán más.
Walking home, open the door,
Hoy como
jump onto the couch,
viento,
round and round.
ya ves, el tiempo solo viene a confirmar, con amor jamás hay que jugar.
Okay, and now my shell,
Por ese sentimiento
the spiral.
duele pensar que tú ya no me amas, duele mucho más
And the side.
saber que no hay manera de lograr. Amor, las cosas de la vida son así, jugué con el amor
Now the
te
side.
perdí, y hoy vuelvo solo a casa. Amor, las cosas de la vida son así, o no se verán más que te perdí. Hoy como me arrepiento.
Lovely. Okay, nothing. I think that might be Julio Iglesias' son. That's what he sounded like. I
Yeah.
forget what.
Nice music.
Do you know him? Do you know Julio Iglesias?
Yes.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Yes.
So,
And what's the name of his son again?
Enrique,
Yeah, Enrico. That's
um,
it. I'm sure it is.
now,
Enrico.
Jackie, I can feel my back and shoulders relaxing already, loosening up. So
Isn't that great? It's
that's
so-
the idea of it, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So I think we should do some of our exercises and then we'll dance, putting those gestures together. So sit comfortably on your chair and we'll focus on our shoulders and the elbows and the arms and all of that. I think you all know that
Ya
exercise.
ves, el tiempo solo viene a confirmar que con amor jamás hay que jugar.
Breath.
Amor es sentimiento.
Hands on your shoulders. Elbows together. Elbows up and down. Good. Reaching up. Arms out. I'm going to spiral. Breathing in. Good. Let's lean forward and back. Shoulders forwards. Good. Keep leaning forwards and back. And let's start to pick up one foot. 2 feet. You might hang on to the chair if you want. Reach out through the tent.
By the shores of the swimming, 2 children at play. The king of the castle, the queen of the bay. Just me and my sister in a world of pretend, where the sun would keep shining and the day never end. By the shores of the swimming, now with kids of our own, another year over, and see how they've grown. And we'd watch the last sunset and walk arm in arm till I see you next summer. God keep you from harm. And if I was a flyer who crashed now and then, she would put me together and fly me again.
Take your other arm out. Other side.
And if I was a flyer who crashed now and then, she would put me together and fly me again by the shores of the swimming, with an aching inside. I watch as her body is raised from the tide. Her life has been taken, and I never know why. But I feel in that moment
Now, both arms.
part of me died.
Good. And now let's see if we can take our legs and our arms. Okay, Peter's gesture. feet. Rosemary. Let's lift one leg up. Let's lift the other leg up. Good. Let's use our feet as well. And we could take all the way up here. Yes, so coming up off the chair and down. Lovely. Good, so still keeping the hands and feet going. We get to the road, looking, good. Keep going, crossing the road, getting home, opening the door, going around and around, going to sleep. Keep going. Okay, back. Now into my shell. Yes, lovely. Lovely. Great, thank you. Yeah, I just had to quickly give my brother something. So let's continue with a little duet now. If Peter and Helen, if you could face each other, and then Rosemary and I will face each other. And what we'll do is that, Helen, you lead your movement when you're showing your gestures about your pullets. And Peter would lead his when he's showing his movements about the beautiful cherries in the Japanese garden.
Okay.
And then Rosemary, we're going to dance with each other between the gestures about walking Robert and my gestures about the shell. Okay, we ready to go? So have a little go with each other, and then Rosemary and I will have a dance with each other. And then, you know, one of us might stop and watch the two of you on the screen, or vice versa. We'll see how we go. Okay, so everyone get in a safe position. You can be standing or seated, doesn't matter. Rosemary, what would you like to do, standing or sitting?
Oh, I probably do half and half. I'll see how it.
Okay, let's try that. All right, so I'm going to keep the music going and I won't mute you, okay? So we'll be able to hear each other still. Here we go. We have to put the collar on. So just keep it going.
God knows what is hiding in those weak and drunken hearts. Guess you kissed the girls and made them cry. Those heart-faced queens of misadventure. God knows what is hiding in those weak and sunken eyes. A fiery throne of muted angels, giving love, getting nothing back. Oh, people, help the people. And if you're homesick, give me your hand and I'll hold it. People, help the people. Nothing will drag you down. Oh, and if I had a friend.
Oh, wonderful. This is great. So did you two, Helen and Peter, did you get to finish your dance with each other, or are you still going?
Are we finished? Oh, well, close enough, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've gone through it 3 times.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, so what about if you watch Rosemary and I, and then we'll watch the two of you? Does that sound okay, Rosemary?
Sounds good.
No,
I must say, there's a fantastic part in our movement phrases when Robert is going for a pee. So I want you to look at that very precarious balancing shape we're doing. Isn't that right, Rosemary?
I have no idea.
Okay, we'll let Helen and...
My legs are so sore I can hardly.
Oh, okay. Well, you take it easy. Just do what you feel. Here we go, Rosemary.
Oh, and if I had a brain, I'd be cold as a stone and rich as a fool. turn all those good hearts away. God knows what is hiding in this world of little consequence. Behind the tears, inside the lights, 1,000 slowly dying sunsets. God knows what is hiding in those weekend drunken hearts. I guess the loneliness keep knocking. No one needs to be alone. No, save me. People, help the people. And if you're homesick, give me your hand and I'll hold it. People, help the people. Nothing will drag you down. Oh, and if I had a friend, oh, and if I had a friend, I'd be cold as a stone and rich as the fool that turned all those good hearts away.
Great. Thank you, Rosemary. What do you reckon, Peter and Helen?
Terrific.
Yeah, I reckon too.
Robert's a very good choreographer.
Too. And Rosemary, is there a part that you liked the most in our little choreographic routine?
No, lifting our legs probably.
Yeah, I reckon too. That was great. See, you did know about the precarious balance.
Oh,
Oh, I love it. Fantastic. Wonderful. Yeah, I liked how Peter and Helen joined in too. That was great.
Yeah. That's wonderful.
Okay, what about Peter and Helen? We're going to watch you and join in too if you want to, Rosemary. Here we go.
Just
beautiful. That could have gone on for ages and ages. It was so lovely. You had this rhythm about it. Mm. I liked how you did lots of transitions in between shapes. Like for example, you did the cherry and you decided to do that twice, which was lovely. And then you did a different dynamic with your fingers with the cherry blossoms. I think that's what originally you did, Peter, anyway. That was really nice. We then went into the sparkling water. And same with the pullets, the chickens. I liked how you went onto the branch and rested, and then you went into this and turned that into circles with the shoulders. Yeah, lovely. And then you turned it into a duet by bowing to each other. Fantastic.
Well,
Okay, so
it's all
let's
good work over the last months of getting us to move correctly and listen to the music.
And be more creative too. Yeah.
I know. See, this is what happens. The music's very good, isn't it, to help you just find where your center is.
Yes.
Let's do practice a waltz, which you may, or well, you already know. But let's do it in a very technical way. Yeah? So that you're working and focusing on your feet a little bit more. So for the moment, just put your hand on your hip. That's fine, or you can put it on your shoulder, whatever's easiest. So we want to get the rhythm of down, up, up, down, up, up. So you have to, before you go down on the foot, you actually have to pick it up and balance first. So you don't want to fall off balance, yep. So the decision to move always starts at the hip. That's why it's good to put your hand on the hip. So keep your hips balanced to begin with, and then shift your weight to one foot and lift off the working foot. That's it. So you have to relax in the hip. So that is already up, but the count and the accent goes down as the other foot comes up and just taps on the ball of the foot. So let's just practice tapping the floor with the other foot. Good. So there's a tapping action. And now you're going to put your weight onto it, but go back onto the same foot. So weight on, weight off. So you actually aren't putting your heel down. It's just a very precarious moment of balance. That's it. So you rise up, down, up, down, up, down. Good. Shake that leg out because it can be a bit tough on the hip and the calf muscle. Let's try it on the other side. So again, hips square. Take your weight to one side, lifting your foot off. That's your working leg. Step down, lift up the other foot and tap, 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 tap. Good. Now put your weight onto it. Ball of the foot and down. Ball of the foot and down. Up, down, up, down. Good. Shake your leg out. Shake your leg out. That's it. And so when we put this in with the timing of the waltz, we're going to join those two patterns together. So we lift up, and this is count one. Down, tap, down. Shift your weight to the other side. Down, tap, down. This is very strengthening for your ankles. Shift, down, up, down, down, up, down. Good. Keep going. Down, up, down. Now you don't rise very much. Up, down. If I go side on, I'm hardly rising at all. Yep. So it's just a little shift of weight. Up, down. Okay. Now we've got to do it in the correct timing. So we have down, up, down, down, up, down. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Down, up, down, down, up, down, down. So there's no pause. So there's no waiting. If you're waiting on count 4, that becomes the rumba. Yeah, but this is the waltz. So we have down, up, down, down, up, down. Good. Just have a little practice, and I'm going to find some music because it's the music that helps us get the timing. Well, this is nice and slow. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. Good. Take it around the room. Down, up, down, down, up, down. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now this is a different tempo. Let's go to the side. Lovely. Good. Okay, so now let's put some gestures to it. So you're getting the timing of down, up, down, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So you don't have to turn it into a jig, an Irish jig yet. You can make it very flowing. So let's go with Peter's gesture where you've got the cherry, yeah, then comes down, and then the cherry, yes. And then we had the 2 cherries going into blossom. Yeah, lovely. And then it turned into the beautiful waterfalls. Oh, well, you know, the sparkling little creeks and rivers. So we can try that with our waltz. We create the cherry. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Then we had the 2 cherries going into blossom. Yeah, Spyro's having a little shake. Gonna join us, Spyro? No, he's gonna go back to his couch. Good, so the blossom comes out. Lovely. Good, and then the next part of the dance, you might do around in a circle, which was the beautiful water. Going around in a circle. Lovely. Okay, let's try that with music. See if that fits in. Here we go. Good, and the cherry. And then the water going around. Good. Now let's try Helen's dance. Good. So keep the beat going. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. And scratching. The perch. Good. Let's try rosemary. And then the final one, my shell. Big stretch over to the side, from high to low. Round. Big stretch over to the side. Bring your chair back. And let's waltz. And Peter, you might have a waltz with Helen. and just find your way back down onto the chair, nice and relaxed from our spirals. You might want to give your knees a little bit of a rub because you've worked them a lot today. The waltz can sometimes be very hard on the knees if you're not soft on the feet. Yeah, so when you have to really relax through the knees. Some people feel like they have to really stomp, whereas it's all about the flow. Whereas an Irish jig is more about the stomp. But the waltz is very much about a shift of weight. And of course, famous waltz is the one that you do with a partner. So let's rub the knees a little bit. And of course, during Mozart's famous time on earth, with all his beautiful waltzes, apparently it was the dance of the devil. Because, you know, in Europe they used to dance side by side, of course. But once you started to dance face to face, that was rather risque, wasn't it? So it wasn't until the royals made it very famous to dance face to face. Yes, anyway, so history is bizarre sometimes, isn't it? Oh, do you have a candle? Let's see if we can
Candle.
think of our loved ones that need some extra love and attention. Send them our beautiful prayers and wishes. That's it. Great. So how's our bodies feeling after doing that waltz and spiral?
Ready for a rest.
Good.
Ready for rest.
Ready for a rest?
I'm glad you couldn't see my feet. I just lost the rhythm in the last little bit, and I'm still a bit post-op, so
Yes, yeah.
it'll take me a while to get back. But
Well,
I'll
good on
have
you.
to practice
We'll
during
practice.
we'll practice during the week. So as we've got.
Right, wonderful. And you know, the wonderful thing about the waltz is the down, up, up, down, up, up. So you have to lower and then rise up against gravity, and then give in to gravity and then rise up against gravity. It's a real drop release, isn't it? And then you have to rise back up again. So it's a lovely dance to practice on your own or with a partner. How'd you go, Rosemary? Waltzing.
Alive still.
Say that again.
I'm alive still.
That's good. See how dancing keeps you
I
alive.
haven't fallen off the perch.
Haven't fallen off the perch or given up the ghost. Or what was it, Peter?
Your wings.
Oh, yeah. Clipped your wings.
Folded her wings. Yeah.
Folded her wings. And what was the other one, Peter? Giving up the fork and knife or something?
Put down your knife and fork.
Put down your knife and fork. Gosh, we could do a dance about that, couldn't we? That's another time. Okay, so we've got our candles going. Thank you, Helen. That looks lovely right in front of the camera. So let's have a little breath in and a little breath out so that you can really expand your lungs and rib cage. Lovely. So really sensing and feeling your rib cage expanding outwards, and then releasing and dropping and contracting inwards. Let's try it again. And releasing. Lovely. So going with the rise, let's have the first sound. Great. And take all the air out of your lungs. And then the second sound. That's it. So you want to take all the sound out of your lungs, all the air out of your lungs. That's it. And when you've taken all the air out of your lungs, see if you can also get your navel onto your spine. So you're pulling up and it gives that extra support and extra breath out. Let's try it again. And let your breath out. And now pull your navel to your spine. That's it. It's a great exercise for down below. And then the last sound. Shrim. And pulling up your navel to your spine. Great. Wonderful. All right, so let's start our body of sound, making those lovely vocalizations. Feeling your inner landscape starting to vibrate as well as your muscles and all your bones that you've been using while you're dancing. But now let's focus in on specific body parts and letting them vibrate with your lovely vocalization. Yeah, here we go. Top of the head. Mein Shrim. And the forehead. Mein Shrim. Gently on top of the eyelid. Mein Shrim. And over to the other eyelid. Mein Shrim. Feel the vibration in your ear. Mein Shrim. And to the other ear. Mein Shrim. To your cheek, gently touching your cheek. Mein Shrim. And feel the vibration on the other cheek. Mein Shrim. And the nostril. Mein Shrim. Change to the other nostril. Mein Shrim. And the top of the lip. Mein Shrim. The bottom of the lip. Mein Shrim. And your tongue on the top of your teeth. And feel the vibration on your bottom row of teeth. And your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Now a big hut from the back of your throat. Ha! Lovely. Chin. Mein Shrim. To your throat. Mein Shrim. To your heart. Mein Shrim. Across to your shoulder. Mein Shrim. Down to your elbow. Mein Shrim. And down to your wrist. Mein Shrim. To the base of your fingers. Mein Shrim. To your fingertips. Mein Shrim. Across to your shoulder. Mein Shrim. Down to your elbow. Mein Shrim. And down to your wrist. Mein Shrim. To the base of your fingers. Mein Shrim. And connecting your fingertips. Mein Shrim. And let's go to the lungs. Mein Shrim. To your stomach and liver. Mein Shrim. And to your intestines. Mein Shrim. And let's go into the lower dantian for Peter and for us too. So our prostrate and our womb. Mein Shrim. And across to our hip. Mein Shrim. Down to our knee. Mein Shrim. Down the shin to the ankle. Mein Shrim. Down to the base of the toes. Mein Shrim. And up to the tippy toes. Mein Shrim. Down to the base of the heel. Mein Shrim. And up the back of the calf muscle to under the knee. Mein Shrim. Up the side of the leg to the hip joint. Mein Shrim. Around to the back of the pelvis. Mein Shrim. And across to the other hip in front. Mein Shrim. Down the thigh to the knee joint. Mein Shrim. Down the shins to the ankle. Mein Shrim. down to the base of the toes. Mein Shrim. And to the tips of the toes. Mein Shrim. Underneath the sole of the foot to the heel. Mein Shrim. And underneath the calf muscle to the under the knee. Mein Shrim. Up the side of the leg to the hip joint. Mein Shrim. Around to the back of the pelvis. Mein Shrim. And let's go to the side of the abdomen. Mein Shrim. Change for the other side. Mein Shrim. And to the navel. Mein Shrim. And on the lower back. Or you might go up a bit higher onto your kidneys if you want to. Mein Shrim. So let's start at the base of the spine in the lower dantian, thinking of the colour red. Mein Shrim. Coming up the spine to the sacral plexus, the colour orange. Mein Shrim. And up to the solar plexus, the colour yellow. Mein Shrim. Moving up to the heart, the colour green. Mein Shrim. And moving up to the throat and the neck, the colour blue. Mein Shrim. And to the forehead, the colour purple. Mein Shrim. And the top of the head, right at the crown, beautiful crystal, diamond, all the colours of the light spectrum around you. Mein Shrim. You might think of a beautiful golden light all around you, cocooning you. Mein Shrim. And let's go up and over Mother Earth. Mein Shrim. And let's hold her. Mein Shrim. And going through all the oceans in the world, beautiful golden light through it, cleaning up the oceans. Mein Shrim. And to our country, Australia. Mein Shrim. And coming to your community. Mein Shrim. And to your family. Mein Shrim. And to each other. Mein Shrim. And any significant people that also need that. Mein Shrim. And to yourself. Mein Shrim. one more. Mein shrimp. And lovely. I hope you didn't hear too much noise here. There's lots of construction going on. So yes, just holding that lovely golden light around you. You can send it to other people, of course. And the lovely vibration that you create in your body, you know. I did a little bit of that with my father when he was feeling a little bit in fear, especially with this new hip that he's got. You know, the nurse turned him over and it was like, oh my God, like I could really see that it's like he didn't know where his body was in space. And, you know, all I got him to do was, you know, hold my hand and let's do a little hum. And the lovely hum just resonates and settles everything down, you know, because I know what it's like when you get an operation, especially with my hip. It was so overwhelming. I'm sure you felt a little bit like that too, Rosemary, when you've had your operation too. You know?
Yes, it all happened so quickly. It's amazing.
I know, and it's so invasive, isn't it? But it's something that is, yeah, great.
Well, I don't know whether I'll be here next week or not. How many more sessions are you going to have?
Well, we're just going to continue.